Coming up tonight on Wave 3 News Nightcast.
It's a neighborhood with a bad reputation where drug deals go down in broad daylight. I'm Alan Denton. Law-abiding residents in the area near yesterday's police shooting want to reclaim their streets. Walk with the police on the beat tonight. Also, winter weather is on its way back, but for how long? John's forecast later.
Coming up tonight on Wave 3 News Nightcast with Melanie Bullard and Alan Denton.
Shut down a Kentucky business after an exclusive Wave 3 News investigation. We'll have the latest. Help is on the way for Hugh Finn and his family. The former Wave 3 News anchor is still fighting for his life. Plus, in our HealthCast report, how to beat the dreaded return of pollen. Wave 3 First News is straight ahead.
From Kentucky's first television station, this is Wave 3 First News with Jackie Hayes, meteorologist John Belsky, and Sports Reel with Bob Dominy.
Federal and state investigators go for the gold in Gold Unlimited. The company promises you jewelry in a multi-level marketing plan. Today, why all that glitters may not be gold. Good afternoon. An exclusive story begins First News today. Federal authorities have raided Gold Unlimited, closing the Kentucky company's doors. Gold Unlimited operates out of Madisonville, Kentucky. Troubleshooter Nell Taylor first broke the story of potential consumer fraud. And now Nell joins us live from Madisonville with the latest. Nell?
Jackie, federal investigators are locked behind closed doors here at Gold Unlimited's headquarters in Madisonville. You can see the building behind me. They hit the doors around 8 o'clock Louisville time this morning, and they've been in there ever since. They're looking for more evidence in their continuing investigation into this company. Postal inspectors out of Memphis led a team of investigators made up of agents from the FBI and Kentucky's Attorney General's office. They served a search warrant and a restraining order, shutting Gold Unlimited down for 10 days.
Well, the restraining order is on the operation of this business. Now, whether or not the representatives continue to do business, that's kind of outside the scope of it. I don't see how they could if the headquarters is not operating, since the way I understand it, this is the core of the business.
We're not going to let anybody shut Gold Unlimited down.
Company owner Martha Crow stood outside watching investigators and talking to sales representatives who'd driven from Texas and Missouri to pick up supplies. Gold Unlimited is a multi-level marketing company that sells gold coins and jewelry. More than a year ago, Kentucky's Attorney General shut the company down, claiming its sales practices violated Kentucky's pyramid laws. Gold Unlimited signed a consent decree and reopened again in January of '94. Since then, at least 4 other states have filed similar actions. The company claims it makes $2.5 million a week. Investigators believe it may be doing it in violation of state and federal laws. Owners say they're on the level. Right now, the investigators, as I said, are still inside Gold Unlimited headquarters. They plan on staying here all night. What they're doing is packaging all of the information, separating personal items of the employees from the company's important information that the investigators will need. Then they're going to carry it off tomorrow morning and use it in their investigation. Right now, the postal inspector I spoke with emphasizes that no criminal charges and no civil charges have been filed against the company. However, the restraining order is a temporary one that will last long enough for the investigators to see if there's any evidence of wrongdoing here. And from here on out, it may be a court battle. Gold Unlimited, I'm certain, will go to court and try to fight the restraining order so it can open its doors again.
Nell, if folks here have done work with Gold Unlimited, what should they do, if anything?
Well, at this point, there's not going to be anybody in the office to answer the phone. The Crows have been in and out of the office all day long today. I know they've been trying to contact people, but you heard her say they have 100,000 representatives around the nation. It would be pretty difficult to get in contact with all of them. What's going to happen is most people may find out when they try to call in and no one answers the phone.
All right. Thank you, Nell, for that live report. Some folks across Wave Country are also being victimized in a telemarketing scam. 3 out-of-state companies are being sued by the Kentucky Consumer Protection Office. The companies are Direct American Marketers, International Health Incorporated, and United States Against Drugs. Attorney General Chris Gorman says the companies offer prizes and gifts but don't deliver. He says court injunctions against the companies will help.
Our goal in many of these cases is not simply to secure restitution where we can do so, and admittedly that's very difficult, but to stop the telemarketing fraud in the tracks, so to speak, make sure that you stop it after they've taken advantage of 50 people instead of 5,000 people. That's right.
Gorman says the three companies could be fined $2,000 for each violation. Louisville journalists, including Wave Television, established a fund today to help Hugh Finn's family. The former Wave 3 News anchor remains in critical condition tonight. He was hurt in a car accident late last week. Wave 3 News reporter Dick Brown joins us now live from University Hospital with the latest on Hugh's condition and details about the fund. Dick?
Well, Jackie, here at University Hospital, guarded optimism continues about Hugh Finn. The crash last Thursday caused massive head injuries, and Hugh has been in a coma ever since. But today, there's good news on two fronts. Hugh appears to be improving somewhat, and the extraordinary personal and medical expenses incurred by his family are being addressed. Hospital officials say Finn's condition is still listed as critical, but they say the former Wave 3 Sunrise anchor has shown some signs of improvement.
The family members say his condition continues to improve ever so slightly. There's slow but steady progress. Nurses have been able to regain some of his reflexes, but he is still in critical condition, and there is still a long way to go with Hugh's condition.
Today, fellow broadcast journalists joined other members of the Society of Professional Journalists to establish a trust fund to help Finn's family.
And we've established a special fund to be set up, and we will accept financial contributions on behalf of the Finn family to help defray the catastrophic financial hardship that they're going to incur because of the accident.
Well, here's the address if anyone would like to contribute to the Finn Family Fund. It's Hugh Finn Family Fund in care of Republic Bank, 661 South Hurstbourne Lane, Louisville, Kentucky, 40222. And we'll repeat that address again tonight on Wave 3 News at 6 o'clock. Well, Jackie, obviously good news tonight about Hugh Finn's condition. Everyone here at University Hospital seems a bit more optimistic tonight.
That's right. That little bit of improvement every day. Hopefully it will continue. Right. Thank you, Dick. The stepmother of a little girl who died in a fire yesterday remains in University Hospital tonight. This was the scene yesterday as firefighters fought the blaze in New Albany. Matidia Jones, who was 5 years old, was rescued from an upstairs bedroom but died at the hospital. The only other person home at the time of the fire was the girl's stepmother. Rosita Mason was burned trying to rescue the little girl. So far, investigators have not been able to determine a cause for that fire. A controversy is spinning around a study of tornadoes. Researchers looked into the twisters that killed 40 people in the South last Palm Sunday. The findings indicate we may be safer in a car than in a ditch or inside a trailer. But weather experts say that simply is not true. The National Weather Service claims people stand a much better chance of being killed if they stay in their cars. That's because tornadoes are weakest at ground level. In Los Angeles, O.J. Simpson's attorneys will be allowed to question Mark Furman about allegations of racism. Judge Lance Ito made the ruling today. Detective Mark Furman has testified to finding a bloody glove on Simpson's estate. Defense attorneys claim Furman planted the glove because he is a racist who is disgusted by interracial marriages.
His offer that it was a crime against nature for a black man to be with a white woman should in and of itself be enough to allow cross-examination on his racial bias.
The defense will be allowed to question Furman about some alleged racist conversations after prosecutors make their own investigation. They have already spoken with the woman who claims Furman made racist statements to her back in the mid-1980s. Meanwhile, you may have noticed that the attorneys in the courtroom have new chairs. That's because Simpson lawyer Robert Shapiro complained about backaches and leg pains. Now attorneys on both sides have the high-tech chairs, but O.J. still sits in a standard courtroom model. The defense team was concerned about the appearance of favoritism. Riverboat gambling is one step closer to reality here in Wave Country. Coming up next on First News, we'll show you how folks and their money could literally be driving in to southern Indiana businesses.
Wave 3.
At GE's Appliance Park, members of Electronic Workers Local 761, which represents about 8,000 Louisville workers, voted to elect a president today. Veteran union leader Norman Mitchell is seeking his third three-year term as president. He is challenged by Jim Settles, who drives a forklift at a home laundry shop. Voting ended just a couple of minutes ago. We will have the results tonight on Nightcast. Riverboat gambling could soon come to Wave Country. Developers predict it could bring more than 3,000 jobs and $75 million to one southern Indiana county. The Indiana Gaming Commission is considering a complex in Harrison County. Wave 3 News reporter Kelly Burkeen takes a look at the high hopes for Riverboat Bucks.
We try to give fast, friendly service.
2 specials, no tomato, a frying and mushroom for here.
Everybody likes good food.
It's down-home diner food that makes Duffy's a southern Indiana tradition. The regulars line up for the 99-cent daily special, a big burger with all the fixins. But owner Phyllis Crawford is always looking for new customers.
We like to see new faces.
And she's betting on Riverboat Gaming to land a lot of them.
It's naturally going to be a lot more people wanting to eat. They're going to want to come somewhere and eat. So if it comes town, I'm just going to do my best to draw them in here.
Duffy's is just down the road from Bridgeport, the riverbank where investors want to build a triple-decker riverboat, a hotel, and a showplace. The site is farmland, only 10 miles from downtown Louisville, and the developer promises big bucks for Harrison County, money for roads and schools. But the business of riverboat gaming is competitive. America now has 60 casinos, most within a day's drive of Wave Country. But the Bridgeport developer claims he's ready for the competition.
Our total investment is in the neighborhood of $108 million, at least at this stage of the game. It's tough to walk away or float away from that kind of commitment and that kind of revenue.
Cheeseburger and a cauliflower for here.
Back down Highway 111 at Duffy's, Phyllis Crawford is ready to take a chance on the boat. She might even spruce up the place for her new customers. But she says some things will never change: good food and friendly service. Kelly Burkeen, Wave 3 News.
4 other gaming operations are also competing for the Riverboat license in Harrison County. There's no gambling on our weather. It's fantastic. John Belsky has more on spring's early arrival when we come back. And a little later on, we'll hear why the blossoming of the season means more visits to the doctor's office.
Russia, that, I mean, everybody just stopped what they were doing, and we're watching the liftoff of when that occurred.
And then it will send a shuttle up to pick him up.
Yeah.
Come on home.
I mean, it's kind of take things for granted sometimes. But,
I don't know. I think
incredible.
The weather's too nice around here for me to leave any place close to home. I just want to stay right here on the ground.
And this is, you know, and we every now and then we get some warm weather like this in March, but this is a little unusual in that it's lasting this long.
Several days.
Yeah, and will last for several more days.
Which means we're really going to be sorry when it leaves.
Yeah, but you know, nothing all that drastic in the changes when it does start to cool off, Jackie. Now, we were about 10 degrees away from being the hottest in the country today. That's at McAllen, Texas at 87. Coldest 14, Alamosa, Colorado. Wind chill 3 above Mount Washington, New Hampshire, and the heaviest rain today down at Biloxi, Mississippi. They've had a little over 3.5 inches. Back home here, nothing but blue sky out there, and our current temperature is at 76 degrees. East breeze about 12 miles per hour. Humidity nice and low, 27%. 77 our high today, warmest of the year so far. 45 our low temperature this morning. And it is warm all over the place again, just like yesterday. A couple of the cooler readings, not all that cool. 68 Detroit, 64 at Cleveland, 70s, mid-70s for that fact, across all of Indiana and all of Kentucky. A little cooler, they have clouds and rain down toward Little Rock. Temperature there at 60 degrees, and you can see all the clouds out to the west of us. We have a storm system still stalled out over northern Texas, and the moisture just swirling around that area of low pressure. As far as the rain is concerned, there's been some heavy rains from near New Orleans. There it is right up through Little Rock and out the Branson, Missouri area. Lighter showers out around the Dallas area, but nothing close by to us. And this low will continue to sink slowly toward the south and weaken tomorrow. Still rain, showers, and thunderstorms, Arkansas through much of Dixie tomorrow, but all that cloudiness staying south, and here we go again. Temperatures in the 70s. You're going to love the forecast. And here it is. For tonight, clear skies, low back down to 45. Tomorrow we're looking at sunshine. 77 will be the high. By the way, state of Indiana, you'll have your statewide tornado test tomorrow morning. 77 again on Thursday. For St. Patrick's Day, we'll be in the 60s, back to the 70s with a chance of a thunderstorm Saturday, and then the cooler weather, there it is on Sunday, in the 50s on Sunday. But 3 of the next 5 days in the 70s. Can't complain about that.
Is 55 normal?
About normal. So we may go a little below normal for part of next week, but even that, we're still talking 50.
Temperature.